Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Um, my name is Antonio Silva, and what you're looking at right now is a time-lapse video of how I do my rigging, or one of the many different ways I do my rigging. So, I'm just going to be giving commentary and explaining a few things as they go along. I'm going to try my best because this video does fly by really quickly. So, without further ado, here we go. Right off the bat, obviously set up the bones and everything, legs, spine, arm, that's coming up. And one of the things I do is, as I make them, I think ahead about how I'm like going to do certain things, as well as naming them immediately. I come up with a name convention, usually using the name of the file and then a substructure and et cetera, so on and so forth. Like for example, the name convention I used for this rig was CHR, which is short for Chris, and then since I'm doing the skeleton, as you can see right now, CRH underscore bones underscore whatever the bones may be. Here I flipped them and setting them up. There are the IKs. This is important. Here I'm adjusting the weights, and when it comes to weights, I usually use a double method. You just saw a screen with a whole bunch of numbers on them. In fact, I'm gonna pause the video and go back for a second. That's called the component editor right here, and I use the component editor to fine tune specific parts of the body when it comes to weights, as well as ping them. I adjust them on a per vertex basis, which is very useful when I want to fine tune things. Here I'm setting up the controllers. Again, adjusting certain things with the weights. Now I'm working on the midsection, adjusting the weights again. As I build the rig, or as I add influences, I make sure to to fine tune the weights. I like doing that because it makes the end work a whole lot easier. Here are the pole vector controllers. One for each leg, obviously. The hip control, chest controller, wrist controls. Here I'm making sure that the when the wrist rotates, the sweater doesn't get deformed. The finger controls, you just saw. Right here, I'm just gonna explain this real quick. The larger box here controls the entire arms IK, while the smaller box controls a new bone which was inserted earlier and reconnected the hierarchy. What this allows me to do is when the arm moves, when I move the arm using this controller, this allows me to keep the wrist independent in a static pose. Um, and it's just something that's handy for animation. Here's the finger controllers, and in a few seconds you can see how I set this up. So there I am using driven keys. If you don't know how driven keys work, basically you key um, the controllers are right now in their idle position. So this is stage one. When the fingers are curled, these controllers will actually be slid all the way down, and that'll be at stage two. And you just literally key those two positions, and whenever you slide, it'll blend between them. and make the hands open and close. There's the pull vector for the arms. Again, repeating the same process over for the other hand. See, this is what I was talking about. Curling the hand down, and then this is going to be moved here, and then I'm going to set the key right there, just to further uh, highlight that. Now, of course, the armpits look kind of wonky, so I'm adjusting their weights and how they're going to be deformed in this position. Setting up the neck controller, or the head controller, I should say. We're just about finished. The last important part is right around here. As you can see on the left hand side, real quick, I'm going to explain what's going on. This is very important in terms of the master controller. The reason I say this is because in order for me to translate, rotate, and scale without harming the rig, as it were, everything had to be set up first in its own groups. What I mean by groups is bones go in their own group, IKs, and then the controllers and anything else. Those groups go into the subcontroller, and then the subcontroller goes into master controller. The master controller is what's going to be deformed on a global scale. But what I mean by global scale is again a um, scaling the entire rig, including the mesh, rotating the entire rig, and moving the entire rig. This is how that's achieved. Testing a few things, and up there you go. So yeah, that was the time lapse video, and thank you for staying with me for 8 minutes. I know this is a kind of hard thing. So without further ado, thank you very much, and have a nice day.